These are the finals then of the women's sprint. The bronze medal will be decided between Shuang and Wai-Tsi Li. The gold medal ride between Rebecca James and Kristina VOGEL. Here's the draw. Shuang will take number 2 and Wai-Tsi Li takes number 1. Shuang will be disappointed not to be racing in this final for the gold medal. She's a silver medalist in the team sprint already in these World Championships, a bronze medalist in the sprint in 2012, so hoping to add another bronze medal to her tally. But with Anna Mears no longer racing this year, having a little bit of a break before she comes back and heads towards Rio, and the retirement of Victoria Pendleton, then everyone expected that this rider in the red and yellow, Shuang would be the world champion. But it's not to be. Now, Wai-Tsi Li here of Hong Kong, China, already won the world title in the 500-meter time trial during these World Championships, so we know that she is on form. Now, Shuang you will see, has got a little yellow mark alongside her name, and that's because she's been given a warning for entering the sprinters lane when her opponent was already there in the last round of racing. Basically, what that means is the commissars are keeping an eye on Shuang to make sure that she doesn't break any more rules. Should be an interesting competition between these two riders for the bronze medal in these World Championships. Best of 3. Now, Shuang is a sprinter who really likes more the hustle and bustle of things. Likes to boss a sprint. Will lean on someone if she needs to. Wai-Tsi Li, on the other hand, more of a rider who likes to accelerate, maybe go from the front. Shuang who we've mentioned before, former student of the UCI sprint school. Wai-Tsi Li just leaving a little bit of a gap, so the gap being created here. Looking around all the time. Shuang staying at the top of the track, likes to use the banking to accelerate hard. Now up on the 42-degree banking. Wai-Tsi Li opening up the gap. Shuang recognises that's the way she likes to ride. So she goes to the top of the banking to use it almost like a hill so she can accelerate. Wai-Tsi Li has the acceleration. Out of the saddle now. Trying to hold off Shuang. Oh, look how close they are together. That's what I meant. She likes to race like that. She likes to lean on the other rider. Now, they're saying it's a photograph, but I think it will go to Wai-Tsi Li, but let's have a look. Oh, very close on the line. There is daylight, and confirmed that Wai-Tsi Li is 1-0 up against Shuang who may also get another warning because she dived inside the sprinter's line and leant right on Wai-Tsi Li. Here's the replay then. Look at this. Look at her leaning. She puts her head right on the back of the rider. You're not allowed to take your hands off the handlebars, but that's what Shuang likes to do. She likes to intimidate her opponents. And the commissars are probably going to have a good old look at that, because where she was, there was probably no need to be doing it. She didn't have to knock her out the way, but that's what she likes to do, so she can use those sort of tactics to make sure she beats the other rider, but it didn't work that time. This is the final of the women's sprint. Best of 3. This is the first ride. Rebecca James of Great Britain, 2 bronze medals so far against Kristina VOGEL of Germany, team sprint world champion already in these championship events. Gold medalist in the Olympic Games, Kristina VOGEL. Rebecca James, personal best in qualification of the only rider under 11 seconds, a 10.9 in qualification. And the surprise package here of this women's sprint. Surprise package in that, of course, Victoria Pendleton has been the queen of the track with Anna Mears in the sprints, and Rebecca James wouldn't get a selection for the Olympic Games because Victoria Pendleton, of course, was the rider who took that place. Rebecca James also has been pretty ill over the last couple of years, has fought to try and find form. Now she's back. Kristina VOGEL won't have raced, I'm trying to think if she's ever raced against her. VOGEL, very, very powerful. Here we go. This is going to be a very interesting competition to see which rider is going to be the world champion at the end of, if required, 3 races. Now, we saw in qualification earlier on today in the semi-final, we showed you a moment ago, Rebecca James not afraid to use some manoeuvres that could be a little bit tricky to get to the front, and particularly diving down inside the sprinter's line when a rider like Shuang is going for the same gap is something that is not for the faint-hearted. Kristina VOGEL, a shorter, punchier rider. Rebecca James, tall and fast. VOGEL will like the hustle and bustle. Rebecca James doesn't really like that sort of sprint. She will probably drag race, use the speed and try and get ahead of VOGEL. There she goes, look at that, on the inside. She decides to go now for the sprinter's line. Now they're committed. Rebecca James accelerating, VOGEL trying to get back on the wheel. If she does, she'll come round her. James is now going for the line. VOGEL fighting all the way. James accelerates, it's very, oh, that's so close. Who got that one? It's another photograph. 63.5 kilometers an hour. Who's going to take it? It is a win for the British rider, Rebecca James. She goes 1-0 up. Oh, that's very, very close. In fact, actually, no. It's been turned around the other way on my monitor. They've now said it was Kristina VOGEL who took run number 1. And that slow motion does say it. What a fantastic sprint from Kristina VOGEL. You really have to hand it to her. Look at that. There is millimeters between those 2 riders. VOGEL fought and fought and fought to get right on the wheel. And then she drove past Rebecca James, leaving it so late, but she goes 1-0 up.